Dr. Colombo is very important to the story of my life. When I was born, I had a meconium ileus, and that was immediately the red flag. And so at 2 weeks, they officially diagnosed me with CF. And back then, at 7 years old, I obviously didn't know what my life would look like now. And I truly think that a lot of it is because of how he was as a doctor. Dr. Colombo just always was there for us. To this day, I now have a 1-year-old and I'm married. I obviously don't know what my life would look like if I hadn't have met Dr. Colombo.
I saw him every day working with patients and was in awe of his skill. Many patients looked at him as part of the family.
So John's impact on cystic fibrosis is profound. He continued a program that was started by his predecessor, Dr. Gibbs, and just made it better and built on it over the years.
His enduring work as a whole, it wasn't just patient care. He started the clinical research program from nothing and made it into, I believe at the time that he left, was the greatest number of clinical research studies within our department.
For the first 3 years I was here, I had no partner. I was on call 24/7. Nobody between Iowa City and Denver was doing what I do. I like science and I liked working with people. And I started out in college in mechanical engineering. I decided that really didn't have enough of either one of those. So then I thought, maybe pre-med. Probably the major factor was that a patient I had who was a young adult when I was a resident, and she had cystic fibrosis, and I just got enamored with her, and it just made me realize that's what I wanted to do with my life. I always liked the physiology of the lungs. I liked physics. That was my favorite basic science, and the lungs have a lot of physics involved. Mostly what I've done in CF has been clinical trials for pharmaceutical companies. We did, I'm not sure how many, 15, maybe more clinical trials. My real main interest of basic research, if you will, was in aspiration lung injury.
I think the recognition by the National Cystic Fibrosis Foundation that the Nebraska Cystic Fibrosis Center is one of the best in the countries. So much so that CF Foundation at one point sent representatives from other centers to visit us for a few days to find out how we were achieving such good results.
One of John's big contributions was to work to get the cystic fibrosis testing into the newborn screening. That was something he worked tirelessly for, and early is important because you start the care right away.
And we felt like what we were doing was important to our families. And so I feel like I had the most rewarding and meaningful career because of what Dr. Colombo provided us.
Things were improving so much with the care of especially cystic fibrosis patients that instead of going to funerals, I got to go to weddings. I got to see babies born to CF mothers. That's the best memory.
Just thank him and thank him for all that he did for me and the CF community. I don't think I will ever have that connection that I did with Dr. Colombo anywhere else. So for that, I'm so thankful.